Hey everybody, it's Dana Rica with the Creativity Cave, and I'm really excited to be stamping with you tonight because I've made two beautiful cards. They're both really easy and they feature Stampin' Up's Snowflake Showcase stamps and framelits. So here is the stamp set that I'm using. Snow is Glistening, and I have an awesome online class for this coming out in like a week and a half, I think. And it features this stamp set as well as the other set that's in this kind of special going on right now for Stampin' Up during the month of November. And that set is called Happiness Abounds. And the class features both stamp sets and their wonderful all occasion cards with a little Christmas thrown in as well. But we're focusing on all occasion cards, so I really like these. They make great winter cards. So anyway, let me show you how these two cards came together because I love them. And I've got some fun tips and tricks along the way. So we'll start with this one. It's just a little bit more complicated. And for this card, I am going to start by stamping on my little square piece here that I have die cut from some Whisper White cardstock. Got all my pieces here. And I'm going to take, what I love about this set is there's this really cool kind of ombre-ish, snowflakey, backgroundy thing. Those are all official terms, by the way, in case you were not sure. All right, so I'm going to ink this up. And what's really great about this stamp is that you can stamp it kind of in a row really easily. So there's one, and then I'm just going to go ahead and do another right there. And isn't that awesome? So you get continuous ombre snowflakes. Now what's even better is you can continue that down your card by using this piece. And I'm just going to, let's see, tuck these in right here like so, and then I've got myself snowflakes going down the remainder of the way. So that's kind of cool too. All right, now I'll adhere that to my scallop square that I've die cut from some Bermuda Bay cardstock. And then I'll just adhere that right on. Now, if you look at the description of this video, you can find the measurements for the cards that I'm making, as well as links to my blog that have all the details and more photos. And then there's also links to purchase any of these items, as well as a link to register for my online class for this. So all of that information is in there. Make sure you check that out. And of course, if there's anything that you need to purchase, I would be so grateful for your business and support. I love stamping for you, and I have a fantastic VIP rewards program for my customers that I would love to welcome you to. Okay, so now I'm going to stamp my little snowflakes on some scraps of cardstock. So I have, let's see here. I've got a scrap of Gorgeous Grape, and I'm going to stamp the largest of my 3 snowflakes on here. Then I've got Bermuda Bay, and I'm going to stamp the medium one on here. And this works out great because this is kind of the leftover piece from die cutting my square. And then I'm also going to do one more on a scrap of Lemon Lime Twist. So there we go. I'll go ahead and die cut all of those pieces, as well as some coordinating layers of cardstock. So I've die cut those 3 snowflakes with the framelits, and then I've also die cut coordinating pieces so that I can layer them up. Okay, so I've got a Highland Heather large snowflake, and then I've got a Calypso Coral medium and a Lemon Lime Twist medium snowflake. So I can layer all these 3 pieces up and then put them onto my square. So let me show you that. So I'm just going to put a little bit of fast fuse in between and then offset each snowflake. So that's really easy to do, like so. And then this one's really easy because you just kind of line up those in between snowflake points with the in between snowflake. And then this one I'm actually going to pop up on right on top of here, which is kind of fun, just to give it some dimension. So I've got a dimensional for back here. And then again, we'll offset these pieces. like so. All right, now let's layer these up onto our square. I'm going to pop the other two up. This one I popped up kind of in between the layers just to add a little interest. And then these two I'm going to pop up like so. Now what I like to do whenever I'm making a card like this is kind of arrange them how I'd like. And then when I'm ready to put them together, then I'll finish it off. Now I have two more things to do to complete my card. One is I'm going to stamp my sentiment. And my sentiment is really sweet. It says, Making Spirits Bright. This comes from the Making Christmas Bright stamp set. It's a really cute sentiment in here, and this is a great stamp set. But I wanted to really make it pop. So what I'm going to do is use my embossing buddy, which of course was right here, and now I can't find it. That is always what happens. Oh, here we go. It was, it's right with my ink. How perfect. Okay, so my embossing buddy, I'm just going to drop onto my white card or my black cardstock so that I don't get any flecks of white embossing powder sticking to it from the oils in my fingertips. Then I'll take, look at this beautiful ink pad. Oh, so pretty. I'm going to stamp my Merry and Bright sentiment right on here. Now here's where I like to stick my butt out to ensure it's straight. And the funny thing is when I'm stamping, I find that, or when I'm filming, I find that I have a hard time getting things stamped straight because my camera is always right in the way. And I don't know if this one will have worked out so hot. Well, it's all right. It's not perfect, but it'll do. All right, so there we go. Then I'm going to heat that up with my heat tool. So that's just some white powder. And you can see I keep my powder in one of those Snapware containers. I find it's really convenient. I just have a couple of containers worth in there. And gosh, I seriously was like, is that hot? Yes, it is. And then I'm heating from the bottom. And one of the reasons I like doing this is it doesn't blow the little flecks of powder off, which can potentially stick to your cardstock, which is really nice. All right, so there we go. Now, let's put this together. There is one other step, though, that I'm going to show you, too. That's kind of fun. Okay, so I'm going to put this right here, and then I'm going to put this one over here, kind of how I had them aligned. And then this one down, and then this kind of space in between is where my sentiment will sort of cover up that white space. I'll go ahead and take my triple banner punch to just do the little end of this. And then I will pop up, I'll put a little bit of dimensional right under here so that it kind of holds that piece up. Now, the other fun little thing I'm going to do to this, I'm holding off on adhering this because I want to make sure I get it positioned just right. The other really fun thing that I'm going to do with this is I'm going to create a little embossed background. And to do that, I'm going to use my embossing mats. And I'll show you, sorry about that, I'll show you how that works. Because it's really easy, but it can be a little scary to do the first time because you're worried you're going to cut things that you don't want to be cutting. All right, so I'll just tuck that up in there like so. All right, now of course we've got to embellish this though. Since we're here, we'll do that quickly. All right, I'll take your pick tool, and I have discovered that you can use this, maybe not on these. I've discovered that you can use that tacky, oh my gosh, I'm really struggling here. Why is this, I think it might be just this particular glimmer dot does not want to cooperate, my goodness. I love using this tool though to put these on here because it's so easy. Okay, so I'm going to grab another one of these. When you kind of push it off the sheet, you often can pick it up, but well, there we go. I was doing it great with rhinestones and pearls. All right, and then I'll grab one of these larger purple ones. And I did get a little tacky stuff on there. Gosh, it's because the camera is rolling. Normally it works really well. All right, so aren't those fun? All right, now if you look at my card, you see this beautiful embossed strip right here. And I'm gonna show you how to do that. So I've got a 2" by 5.5" strip of white cardstock. And what I'm going to do is set that onto my platform. And then I'm going to layer a whole bunch of these dies right on top of my cardstock. So the layer is my platform, and if you have the new platform, you want to take off the thin die adapter. If you have the old platform, you want it on the tab where you would use an embossing folder. Then I'm going to put a piece of cutting plastic down, the blue thin mat, it's really thin, my piece of cardstock, and then all these dies. Now these dies cut out, but not when I do it this way. And then I'll finish that up with the white embossing mat, okay? When I run that through, this is what I get. This beautifully embossed piece of cardstock. Isn't that awesome? And it did not cut through. You can see my blue sheet is still intact. Everything is okay. And that is awesome sauce. So what it really does is it takes all of those framelits that you have and creates embossing folders out of them. Now, one thing I noticed was on this, I kind of got some higher spots. So I'm just going to take and I'm just pressing this a little bit, and then that kind of calms some of those down. Okay, now let's layer up our card. I've got a 1/2 sheet of white thick cardstock that I'm going to use. It's just a little bit sturdier than regular Whisper White, which I like. And then, I mean, we're going through all the trouble to make this beautiful card. We want our card to look amazing and hold up. All right, so then I'll add this strip right on to the side, like so. Isn't that beautiful? Oh, that's just pretty on its own. All right, then I'm going to adhere this to my card right over the top. We've already popped up several of those snowflakes, so we can just adhere this right on top, and that is my beautiful card. Isn't that awesome? Now I've made one more card, and it's also really simple. It uses the same basic layout as this. So in this case, I'm going to start with a 1/2 sheet of Bermuda Bay cardstock. So I'll just fold that in half. And then once again, I have a 2 by 5.5" strip of, in this time I'm using Coastal Cabana. Then I cut a 2 1/4 by 5.5" piece of silver foil paper. I will adhere that layer together and then adhere it to my card. And you can see this is the same basic layout that I just used on my card here, only we're changing up the colors and adding a layer. So it's just a little bit different. Okay, now one of the framelits is this stunning, beautiful snowflake. Isn't that amazing? Look at how detailed that is. So I'm going to add that right to the center here of my card. And this is just like I've added that square onto this panel. Okay, so it's the same idea. It's just carried out a little bit differently. Now I'm going to layer this up a little bit. I've got this snowflake. This is the second largest snowflake that I've die cut. I'm going to pop this up. Just going to put a dimensional right in the center of this. I'll pop it up right on top of this first snowflake. Okay. And then one of the items in the suite of products, and again, when you order all the products in the suite, you get this awesome, you'll get an awesome free online class from me. But when I put this one down on here, it really makes this, kind of takes this card from simple to fancy. And there's a little rhinestone in the center of these, which I think is pretty fun. Okay, There we go. I've adhered that one on. I'm going to take 3 little snowflakes that I've gone ahead and die cut and just add these as an embellishment on my card here. Kind of like that. But what I want to make sure I do is leave room to stamp my sentiment. And that is just right out of this stamp set. So I'm just going to stamp for you right here to make sure it fits. Perfect. And then we'll add these little snowflakes, which I've just gotten a little bit of ink on, but I think it'll be okay. Because the other thing we're going to do is add some rhinestones to this. Oh, and I still have ink on me. I'm going to take my chamois and wipe my fingers in there. Hopefully that got the ink off. Okay. And you can see I'm kind of doing the mirror image. Well, actually, maybe you can't see that. Hold on. Uh-oh, where did my other snowflake go? I bet it is stuck to me someplace. I should have another one, though. Oh, it's up here. Sometimes I wonder. Okay, there we go. So these are just, isn't that a beautiful card? Let's embellish it with one final thing. And that's going to be some rhinestones. As soon as I figure out what I did with them. Oh, they're just right next to me. All right, now these rhinestones are so awesome, and this is what I wanted to show you with my pick your tool, is if you just kind of push them a little bit off, oops, then they're easy to pick up. Did you see how easy that was? Let me show you again. So I'm just going to kind of push it off the backing and then place it right there, and that's with that little tacky stuff. And we'll push off one more and position it, and there you have it. Oh! 2 amazingly beautiful cards, both pretty simple, but both truly beautiful. So I hope you had fun stamping with me today, guys. Please come back for more, and don't forget, if you need to purchase any of these or if you'd like the free online class, to just click below or head over to my blog and you can see all the details. And thank you so much for stamping with me today, guys. Hope you have a great night. Bye.